welcome back to the Find It Show on this Wednesday evening. How are y'all doing tonight? I'm so excited for tonight's guest. Her name is Emily Petroff, and she's an amazing entrepreneur, and she's a great lady. You're going to be so entertained by her. And I'm just meeting her for the first time backstage before I came on. So I can't wait to learn more about her. But Emily, this entrepreneur that she is, has a company called Switch Society. Yeah, switcheroo, the old switcheroo. We're going to find out more about it. But she is going nationwide. We want to find out what this Switch Society is all about, how we can get involved, and where she might be coming here next. You just never know. So we're going to show a little intro for her, and Emily will be right with us. We're brought to you by Studio 11 Style. Get the app. Oh my gosh, those are so cute.
I was not expecting that. That is going to make me tear up. Oh my God.
I had a feeling. Lynn gave me a heads up right before, and she said, just so you know, there's a picture of her and her dog who was always at her boutique with her. And I was just like, oh my gosh, because I have my dog at my boutique with me all the time too. So I understand how you're feeling right now. They are part of the family, and I call Bambi my team mascot for Studio 11 Style.
Yeah. I love that it was Bambi. This was, oh my gosh, my brain just totally went out. Bianca was my little girl, Bianca. So yes.
Oh, Bianca and Bambi. Oh gosh. But I'm so sorry that made you cry, but I mean,
no, thank you so much.
Such a sweet picture.
Yeah.
So listen, I feel your energy. You're a cool chick. I mean, I've only known you for 10 minutes, and I can tell right now, whatever you're doing, you're going to be a success. I feel it. I just do. And so let's dive right in and start talking about what you're doing and why and how you got into this to begin with. So what is Switch Society?
Okay, I'm so excited to be able to share this with you. So Switch Society is a membership-based clothing swap. So what does that mean? We give you the opportunity, right? So let me back up just a moment. 80% of the American closet hasn't been worn in the last year. And so we encourage you to bring us all the things that you're tired of, that you don't wear, that doesn't fit, that all the reasons and all the things, right? That they're there. We encourage you to bring all those things. We give you points for those items, and then you shop the store with your points. There's no exchange of money for any of the items in the store. And then the way you gain access to the store is through a monthly or annual membership. And then we are a true circular economy. You can truly just trade as often and as much as you want. So it's a really unique and special place, and there's nothing like it that is being done the way that we do it anywhere nationwide that I could find, anywhere globally, really, the way that we have our kind of unique spin on things.
Okay, so one of my main questions when I found out what you were doing, what you have been doing, what you're going to take nationwide, I was like, well, what makes it different than thrifting or a regular consignment store? You've already answered part of that, right? Because, or maybe all of it, because really consignment, you take it and they either pay you up front or they put it out there and then you make whatever they sell it for, a percentage of it. Yeah. So for you, it's like, it's a society, it's a membership base. So you will charge a monthly membership. And so let me ask you this. So say I have 10 pieces that like jackets, let's say they're all blazers. And I bring them to Switch Society as a member, and I give those to you. Then you give me points. Mm-hmm. Those points convert to like, how many items could I buy? I mean, how do I know what I can get for 10 items that I gave you like last week?
Yeah, so it's not on the reason we use a points system versus an item for item swap is because, well, textile waste, you probably know this, Debbie, right? you're in the
That's
fashion
awful.
industry,
Yeah.
right? It is a global epidemic. And so we are, and things are there's so much that is being made, right? Fast fashion is a huge issue. There's just all of these things going on. So we want to be able to, we're zero waste culture. So what that means is that even items that are rip, stained, torn, and broken, people can bring those items in, and then we deconstruct those items and upcycle them into new things. In a moment, I'll show you kind of a few of the pieces that we.
Yay! I'm excited.
We really want to be part of the solution, not a part of the problem, right? So the points system really is, we don't make any money off the points. The points just encourage circularity and create a bit of structure so that if you're bringing brand new things, you're not getting the same points as someone who's bringing last life items, and or vice versa, right? So the intake is exactly the same as the outtake. So if somebody brings in something that's brand new with tags, they get 10 points for it, let's say, and then they take out something that's brand new with tags, they're going to, use 10 points. So there's no discrepancy in terms of the points. They're all, straight across the board that way. It sounds more complicated than it is. It really is so simple. It's so fun. And the best part of the whole thing is that there's no guilt and no risk. So literally we have a group of women who come almost every Saturday and swap their whole wardrobe for the week, because why not? You can. We have people who come and get things for a special event like a wedding or a let's see, like a concert or a date night, or there's just a plethora of reasons that you would want to come and get something or go shopping, and this allows you to do that, but there's no long-term commitment, so you literally can wear something one time and swap it back when you're done.
And swap it back. That's so cool. So what happens if I'm a member and I've used all my points and then I come in without any other clothes to swap?
That doesn't happen very often because most of us, the American population, we're a very consumable society. Most of the experience that we have is that we have more than enough. We have too many things. We do have a points, a scholarship program for points. So if somebody is in need and they don't have things to swap, we have plenty of options for them to be able to get a scholarship of points, and that. But I will tell you, that is such a rare occasion. It is
because usually people do have something like, oh, I'm gonna go in and swap this so I can get something new today.
Yes.
This is a great concept. I really think this is cool. So how did you come to, well, first of all, you're at one of your boutiques right now.
Yes, I am. Our flagship location is in Billings, Montana. And so, yes, this is our little store here.
Okay. And it is called, on the outside, it's called Stitch or Switch Society. I think that's hard to say. Switch Society on the outside. That's so cool. Okay, so how many members do you have there right now?
We have about 800 members, and we take in about 10,000 items a month.
Wow, that is a lot.
Massive operation.
Oh,
people don't really know. In fact, we just hired a couple of people this summer, and I did some 90-day inner evaluations the last couple of days. And I said to one of the gals, what are you most surprised by in your role? And she's like, the sheer volume of things that we get. I can't even believe, right? It's just we just all have too many things. And most of the time we're offloading them to charities or to big box centers. And what we don't know is that 65% of what we donate to charities and or big box stores aren't resaleable to their end user, and they end up going in a landfill in a third world country somewhere. And it's just there's a really yucky underbelly of the secondhand world, right? And so a lot of people don't know that. I didn't know what I didn't know about how bad the fashion industry is for the planet until a couple of years ago.
I've actually studied some of that. I know, and I have a boutique where people buy things that are new. I've been really shifting toward more of products that are something that you're going to want to keep in your closet for a lifetime, and then even gift down. We do have some of that, but fast fashion, I got to agree. And I have a boutique. It is a problem. It really is. And the over, and I'm not trying to sell myself out here, but the over, consumption of the things that we don't really need. So, that we think we do, because this is the society that we live in, right?
Yeah.
So you're trying to change that. But what happened what clicked in your brain, and when did you decide to start Switch Society, and how did it come to be?
So it was December of 2022. I hate winter. I love wine and getting together with like-minded women. I had too many things in my closet. I had never hosted a clothing exchange before. And I was like, okay, instead of complaining about the cold and all of these things, why don't you put something together that you have to look forward to? So and all of my friends, like I'm a plus size woman, not all of my friends are my same body shape and size. So I knew that in order for it to be successful, I needed to host it to a larger audience. So I just put an event on Facebook, and within probably about 10 days of having that event up, there was so much interest that I was like, oh my gosh, if even a small portion of these people come, I'm never going to be able to host this at my house. So we ended up renting meeting space at the Hilton, and it ended up being the weekend in January that was 30 below zero. So we only had about 20 women participate. But what happened was all the women who couldn't come were like, I didn't come because it was so cold. When are you going to do this again? And I was like, well, I wasn't really planning on doing it again. And then the other thing that happened that was really cool is I had started a Facebook group for the people that were going to come to explain to them how it was going to work and all the things. And they just kept adding people and adding people and adding people and adding people. And now that Facebook group has over 3,000 members in it. Nice. And there just was a need, right? And they just kept saying to me, and things happened that first weekend. We collected over 817 items, which blew my mind. And I just, I didn't know what I didn't know. So then my background is in business coaching. So I've been a business coach for, the last over 10 years or so. And so I started to research different thrifting models and what I like as a consumer, what I didn't like as a consumer. And I was also inspired by, I think the circular economy is where we're headed in a lot of ways. I was inspired by how the shared economy, how we can share things that we're not using with other people.
Like we used to do back in the day, like my great grandparents, and, even the bartering. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, just even that, I agree. I think that that's our future.
Yeah. So it just, it sort of evolved. I just kept saying yes and yes and yes. And oh my gosh. And, over the course of the last couple of years, we incorporated as a public benefit corporation in April of 2023. And from June until December, we 10x the business. I mean, it just blew up in a very short period of time. I was on a reality TV show. There was just
I want to talk about that too. Don't talk about that yet. I want to talk about that. Okay. But I mean, you went from having a clothing exchange, okay, in 30 below weather in Billings, Montana, to how soon after that did you do what you're doing now?
We had over 600 members by December of 2023.
And so that's when you were like, okay.
It was in 6 months that it just went, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're getting that many items in. You have to have a building for that.
Yeah. We moved into a space, like it was one of those situations where, we incorporated in April, and it was just like, it was taking us, we were doing pop-up events. I have some videos and some things of, my sister owns a dog boarding training like facility, doggy daycare. So She would close her shop on Friday night. We would pile all of our stuff in, move all of her stuff to the side, set up our little pop-up swap shop for the weekend, and then tear it all down, and then let her go back.
That's a lot of work. Oh my goodness. Look at all of those bags and bags and bags of clothing. Oh my goodness.
Literally taking us 7 hours to set up and 5 hours to tear down. So in June of 2023, we moved into this tiny little space that we have here. We've since grown even from then, but it was just like, build it and they will come. And holy hell did they ever.
I'm so glad. This is amazing.
Absolutely.
That is fun. And you have a lot of energy. I don't think you have to have a lot of energy to do what you do.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Then, there's no concept out there that's kind of like the way that we do it. And so it it has been a lot of trial and error, a lot of testing things, a lot of throwing stuff against the wall and seeing
Sure.
what sticks, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it has been a labor of love on so many levels.
Sure. So, okay. When were you on the reality TV show for startup businesses?
Yeah.
Where
So-
does this fit in here?
So in June of 2023, I flew to Tulsa, June 11th through the 18th. I flew to Tulsa and filmed season 10 of the Blox, and it didn't debut until February of 2024. So it took a little bit of time for them to get everything processed and kind of, out there. But it was one of the most validating experiences that I've had. It helped me practice talking about how this works, because it's something that's difficult for some people to understand, right? It's a different concept, in a really safe place with people who really want to see you win and give you honest feedback. And so that helped tremendously. And then it just was a lot of validation of the concept, like, oh my gosh, this really could work. And it could work at scale if we're careful about how we do things from the beginning. So I had a lot of amazing mentorship and support really right from the onset of things.
So you're telling me that through the Blox, and by the way, for those of you who are listening, if you want to look it up, the Blox, it's B as in boy, L-O-X, correct? That's how you spell it if you want to look it up, if you've not heard of this reality show. So during how much time investment? Did you have to like stay there for quite some time and film this?
It was a whole week, basically 7 a.m. to 10, 11 p.m., 5-6 days of filming. And it was the first time. I'm pretty comfortable on video. I video myself doing all kinds of crazy stuff all the time, right? Like that wasn't something I was worried about, but I've never been followed around.
Like your privacy.
Oh my gosh, right? Like there they are again, and they're recording all the things. And also you have no idea what they're going to edit out, who, right? And they call it a reality TV show. I would call it more like edutainment, because there really is very much of an educational component to it. It's really geared towards entrepreneurs who really want to learn different ways to grow their business, different strategies in marketing, all kinds of different content there for people that are watching the show. But there was a couple of wild cards on the season, right? I was like, okay, and maybe I was one of those people. I don't know.
But what was it? I've never seen this show before. I'm going to look it up, and I mean, I looked it up, but I haven't watched any of the episodes.
Yeah.
Is there a winner?
So there is a winner, and during our season, I think they won like $5,000 or something. I mean, it's not a huge prize money. And the thing that I loved about that is there's a couple of people in my local community who, one of the gals was on Project Runway, like back in the day, and she was scared to death. She was like, her experience was so horrible that when she found out that I was going on this show, she was like, oh my God, let me talk to you so that I can, help you like protect yourself or whatever. And it just wasn't like that at all. Like they vet the people that go on that show. And in fact, several people from our community now and around the area have been on the show. And so I host a mastermind for these women once a month at the store here, so that we all can like support each other and continue to grow our businesses. We celebrate, we cry, like, they really do a phenomenal job of vetting the people. And I think they get a lot of really solid quality entrepreneurs, because it's not about the money. It's really about like,
the learning experience.
We want to do the damn thing, and we want to do it well, right? And we really want good mentorship and support. So we provide that to each other. The community absolutely changed the trajectory of my entire life.
Wow, that's huge. Yeah. So if we think about the timeline here, you basically, one cold January day, you did a clothing exchange, and then within a couple of years, you have this huge business that you are now going nationwide. And can you tell us a little bit about that process?
Yeah, it's been really interesting. So I was in an investment lab, actually from one of the judges that was on, not on my season, but was a judge on a couple of seasons of the Blox. I connected with her in the alum group that they have, and she runs an investment lab. So I joined her investment lab, and through that investment lab, I learned how to do a capital raise. So we just did a capital raise. We opened the raise May 16th and completed it inside of about 6 weeks or so
Wow.
to fund franchising this whole concept and idea. So we are just now starting the launch process with all the legal, all of our financial or our FDD is completed, our franchise agreement is completed, all the things that need to happen in order to sell franchises is completed. And now we're just starting this process of like, we need to find amazing humans all over the country who really just believe in our mission and our vision and want to create a cool community.
Well, what about the people? I mean, I don't know are you reaching out? How are you I mean, this is a great resource to get on podcasts like this.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, why wouldn't anyone who's already doing a business with consignment or whatever, wouldn't they want to do what you're doing and then franchise under you that way?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're definitely open to having conversations with folks who really see the value in the model that we've created. All of the work that has gone into developing the systems and the documenting how does this work? What does it look like? You know, I think the thing that's really cool about our model, like for the owner compared to like a retail setting, is that I can predict my income every single month. And, you know, a lot of retail businesses rely on, you know, fourth quarter to make it for, like, I was just talking to a friend today. She's like, fourth quarter keeps us going for the whole rest of the year, right?
I have found that that's absolutely the truth.
And we don't have that experience. We don't have those peaks and valleys. We don't, you know, we have because of the membership, we have reoccurring revenue coming in every single month. And so it's just a really solid, it's good for the member because they can budget. There's no additional cost. They don't have to have this guilt of like, oh my gosh, I have to hide this from my husband because I just spent $200 extra this month that I wasn't expecting to spend. Like, there's none of that, babe. Like, it's okay. You know, so it's good for the member, it's good for the business owner, and it's good for the planet, right? Like, it's
it is.
Triple threat.
That is so fun. This is so cool. This concept is so cool. And you're so brilliant for thinking of this. And it seems like as you're talking, I'm like, someone hasn't thought of this before. It's like one of those deals where I'm like, why didn't I create the sticky note? Like the sticky note. It's like there's little I mean, like that. I was constantly taking notes and taping them to things. I didn't think to do a sticky note. I mean, it's like one of those deals, like here you have this brilliant concept and you have put action behind it to create this amazing company that's going nationwide. And it's not rocket science. No. It's just amazing. And you're right. No waste, you know, and you don't have to lie to your husband. That's always a plus. Come on. I have a lot of customers that tell me, don't say anything about
Yes. We are high on the significant other list, right?
I'm sure.
When women join this at first, they're like really like, wait, what? Now another thing. But when they bring the bags in, they're like, you're getting rid of things. And they're really excited about that. And then when they bring the bags home, they're like, wait a minute, now you told me you were getting rid of that stuff. And then they're like, yes, and also this
an exchange.
And they're like, oh, what? Right. So it's really been like, and in fact, when we did our capital raise, I was so surprised by this. And it was so cool. When we did our capital raise, I went to our own community here in Billings. So our entire amount that we raised was raised not only from Billings, but from my community here at Switch Society. And I will tell you that over half of our investors were the husbands of the women who were members. And when they told them we were doing this, they were like, absolutely, let's go to that. Let's go to that. I want you to be in on this. You got to get in on the ground floor. Like, it was just a really like super cool to know that they're that supportive and that they wanted to participate and that they got it, right? So
they get it. They totally do. Well, now you mentioned earlier that you'll repurpose things that aren't okay to just sell. Tell me about that.
I didn't grab it, so hold on just one second.
I'm excited. I'm going to wait for you because I want to see this. I love this.
Okay.
Isn't this awesome?
Yeah,
okay.
I love this.
So, so I'll just show you this, right?
Okay.
This little bag, right?
Oh, so it's a Switch Society bag.
All of the items that come in that are ripped, stained, torn, and broken, we deconstruct those items and then upcycle them into new things. So my mom sewed this bag, and she does all of our right now. Now, when we get all this national underway, we have to get her some support because she can't, but all of this fabric, right, was from other pieces that are no longer, they were either, damaged in some way or they had, been past their prime. We cut all the jean pockets, the backs off the jean pockets, and then she puts them on the inside here. Like there's just, and we make several sizes of this. We have little wine bags. Like we do all kinds of fun little things that,
oh my gosh, yeah, we need to get a big old team for your mom.
Yes.
Those fingers are gonna hurt. Wow, that's really cool, Emily. That is really cool. I want to also talk now. Do you have any other? I mean, you already have everything ready for franchising, and you're going to advertise this. And then, do you have how are you going to find, or what states are you looking at right now, or what is your goal that you've set for yourself right here in the beginning? Are you able to right now, if I came to you and said, I want to do this, I want to buy a franchise?
Yes.
You're ready to go.
There are some states that are more regulated for franchise sales than others. So there are some stipulations that we have to look for. But there are states that don't have any. And then there are some that we know are a good fit for our culture and are, so really what I'm looking for more than anything is, so our goal is in the next 18 months or by Q4 of 2026, we will sell at least 15 franchises and have 10 of those live. And what I want is, and what is a non-negotiable for me is the person has to be a cultural fit. Mm-hmm. Like there has to be alignment there because if somebody that comes to me, like not all money is good money, right? Not all that is not a good.
So this is your brand. It needs to be on point with what your brand stands for.
Yeah. So I think we're really looking for the right people, right? We're looking for somebody who is wanting to be a disruptor in the industry and wanting to be a category queen, right? Yeah. Wanting to bring this to the national market and be part of something that I truly believe is going to transform the way that most of us think about getting dressed and the secondhand market, right? So, so I think that's more about that for me than, we want to be in this city or this state or, something like that. We will eventually get there. And my goal is in the next 4 to 7 years is to take this company public because I believe that that's what I absolutely believe that's what the world needs, what the the community needs and what is possible.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love your passion and enthusiasm too. It's getting me excited. Okay, so I also want to talk about you. I don't think anyone that's watching this are going to think that this is like surprising, but you're also a TED Talk speaker.
Yes, absolutely. Last year, I was one of the TEDx speakers for Billings, Montana. And so it was just such an honor and such a wonderful experience that I had to be able to take this concept and give it legs and to be able to share it with, millions of people that are, part of the TED community.
That is so impressive. And so what type of audience did you have? I mean, live audiences like that. I mean, you've been followed by a film crew when you're on the reality business show. And then when you stood up there and in front of a live audience and you were being filmed at the same time, how did that feel different? Were you nervous or did you?
Yeah, it was a really unique experience for me. So I also have done a fair amount of speaking. I've keynoted things. I do a lot of training, right? From my coaching background. And I'm really comfortable in that space, but I will tell you, like, I'm usually speaking and not being recorded or recording myself, not speaking and being recorded at the same time to go on a platform that is going to live out there and be evergreen. And so it really was a very unique experience, and definitely a level up in many ways. The thing that I loved is that being able to do it in my hometown, I had so many of our members there, so many of my family and friends. Like, I had a lot of support. So, you know, when you're speaking in front of people who are already fangirling you a little bit, it makes that process a little bit easier, even though it was a little nerve-wracking. And I did a lot of like behind the scenes so that people could, you know, be like, I'm very vulnerable and authentic, and I love being able to share those things with people. And so, but it was an amazing, it was absolutely an amazing experience for sure.
So when you're on when they're filming you, I mean, it's not like cut, let's start again. I mean, you just go, right?
They did tell us that because they can cut things out, if you make a mistake and you want to stop and start again, then you absolutely can. So one thing that did happen that was so funny, I went to 2 or 3 dress rehearsals in the outfit that I wore that day, which was this beautiful pink dress. And my earrings never hit the mic, but that day, for whatever reason, and because I was so fired up and excited and just got so much energy from the crowd, my dang earrings kept hitting the mic. So after I went through one and I could hear them, I just like stopped, took them off, and then kept going.
Yeah, because you're not going to not move. You got to just rip those out, because you got to keep the energy going.
If you watch the video, you can't tell, but that did happen, and they cut that part out. And it was hard not to be with the people. Like, that's part of my training as a speaker, is to be with the people. Yeah. And it's hard to be with the people and pay attention to the video that then is going to be, you know, so I don't know. I feel like I did okay with it. And, it was a really, I would highly recommend, if you're considering it, if you've ever thought about it, absolutely do it. It's a really, really, it's a once in a lifetime experience for sure.
So I've heard you're a business coach, a speaker. What is your background? Are you originally from Billings, and what have you done prior to Switch Society?
Yeah, so I am born and raised Billings native. So I've been coaching since 2012, 2010. So I've owned I don't know. I'm sort of a serial entrepreneur. I've owned 19 different businesses in different industries. And so, you know, some of them I sold and made money. Some of them failed miserably and I had to, you know, lick my wounds and heal from. Some of them I had business partners that was a whole complete train wreck. Some of them I still love some of those people and I moved on from it. I've just had Switch Society. It's so interesting. I tell people I could have never sat down and constructed this business in this way. It was literally an evolution of every single thing that I have ever learned how to do and or developed or thought about doing in this weird, unique, crazy little business wrapped up into one thing. I mean, I love fashion. I've always loved getting dressed in the morning. I've always, right? So it's such an interesting, but I would have never went into retail. That wasn't my jam at all. Right. Wow. So it's just in all the businesses. I own businesses in the pet industry. I was I was in real estate. I owned a real estate brokerage for a while. I've done a lot of different things, and I would have never, ever put this on my radar. And it is absolutely the most fulfilling. I mean, it checks all my boxes, and I never, ever, ever would have been able to think this up. It was me saying yes to things.
Isn't it interesting the way life has a way of working out in your favor if you're open to receiving ideas and change and all of the things? I mean, all of the businesses and all of the careers that you've had prior did lead you up to what you're passionate about. And like you said, I wouldn't have constructed this from thought, but here this happened, and it's a beautiful thing. I can tell how passionate you are about it. And so now you're going nationwide with it, and why wouldn't you? It'll go globally.
Yes.
Right?
That is the goal. The other thing you asked me initially, what makes Switch different than other thrift stores?
Yeah.
In addition to being, the circular economy and kind of that, the other piece that we do very different here that I'm really, really proud of is I feel like and this is specifically for women, we don't get messages a lot out there in the world that support who we are in our bodies. I think we get a lot of messages that we should fix ourselves, that we should change ourselves, that we have too many wrinkles, or we're too much of this or not enough of that. And there's just so much of that messaging all around us all the time that at Switch, I always tell them, like, when you leave your funk at the door, it'll be there waiting for you when you get done. But while you're in here, this is an opportunity for you to love on yourself and to find something that you know, like, that you do enjoy about yourself, or to stop looking for all of the flaws, stop focusing on all the things that you don't love. So we have these little, you can probably see this little white sign. There's little messages that kind of tells you the category, and there's little messages. In fact, I'll just grab this one so you can see.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, so this one says, what you believe about yourself is one of the most important parts of your journey to body confidence. What have you been taught to believe? So it just encourages us to really, like, be reflective and to recognize that a lot of the things that are there in our, like, that we've been programmed with, it's complete BS. Like, it is not serving you, and it's okay to set that down, whether it's for an hour or for a day or for the rest of your life. You get to decide what it looks like. And I think clothing is such a huge, I think I was talking to Lynn about this a little bit, and that your message a lot of times for women is about that clothing is a part, like, can make us really enhance and feel a certain type of way. And I also very much feel like it can take what's in here and make it so much better, or not. And a lot of times it's the or not, because we're focused on, we need to lose this much, 5 pounds or 10 pounds or this, whatever the story is for us. And so that's a huge part of our culture here. And a lot of the content that I create is around loving yourself from where you are, and the ability to get rid of the skinny clothes and then get them back if you ever get back to that size, or get rid of the fat clothes if you're right. Like, you don't have to hang on to things just because you're worried about whatever body change you're going to have, or, you know, whatever life transition might be coming down the pike. So I think that also, it's like, it really does support people emotionally in a way that most of us wouldn't expect.
That's beautiful. And I 100% believe in what you're doing. And I feel the same way. I have a very similar vibe, and it's a lot more than fashion for me too, with Studio 11 style. So I feel you. I really do. And I feel like sometimes, you know, when you said, just set this down when you come, you know, drop it at the door, have your fun here, loving on yourself. And when you leave, you can pick it back up. And I tell people a lot, maybe drop it, and maybe one of these days you'll forget to pick it back up.
Yes.
You know, just drop it, and you'll pick it back up a few times. And maybe if one of these days, you know, you won't. And it's a programming system of things that people said to us when we were younger, or things that we've gone through in our lives, even as, you know, young adults. And then you decide in your brain that those things are true. And so, yeah, let's drop those off and just leave them somewhere. We don't need to pick that back up. Yeah. That's beautiful. I love what you said. I do. I just think it's incredible, because it's the industry and fashion, and it all gets a bad rap because it's so programmed to be, this is how you have to look to be beautiful. Right. So,
well, I think too, we don't even realize that sometimes the stories that we're carrying around don't belong to us. That was our mother or our grandmother or our whoever it is, right? That was part of that, that's telling us this, and we don't even realize that it's not ours, and that you can let that go at any point.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's that generational thing, right? That you just, well, this is how it was, so this is how, no, we're done. That's beautiful. Hi, Lynn.
Hey, Debbie. And I just wanted to say that Emily also does a great thing for the community too. And she donates to the community all the time. She opens the door to the family and friends.
Yes.
And she does that all the time. So explain that, because she's so modest and so caring. And so, yeah, go ahead and explain that.
Okay. So thank you very much for opening the opportunity to talk about Family Swap. It is a big part of our culture. So in the store, we only carry women's clothing. And so what we do with the men's and children's things is we allow our members to bring that. They still get points for those items. And then we store those things and do a Family Swap event 3 times a year. And that event we do like at a local church or, in a big gym, and we just allow people to come and to get whatever it is that they need. They do not have to have a membership. There's no cost. It is just part of our social impact. And so we just did our last one like a month ago, and we gave away 7,897 pieces of clothing in 3 days. And so it's a huge undertaking for us. Since our inception, we have given away over 60,000 pieces of clothing, and that's just in our tiny little community here in Billings. And the thing that I love so much about Family Swap is that number one, you see the sheer magnitude in a tiny community, how much stuff we all have, right? Like it's a massive amount of things. Number two, those things would be being shipped to a third world country and end up in a landfill because they're being dropped at a big box, right? We talked about that a little bit. So it brings together a diverse population of people, and I'm all about inclusivity. So it brings together, we have upcyclers who come that want to just tear stuff apart and put it all together and do other things with it, which I love. So we have people coming to get those things. We have this group of quilters, these older gals who come, and they're just the cutest. They just come to get the stuff for fabric. So we have people doing that.
That's a great idea.
We have the underserved population in our community who truly rely on the thrifting experience to clothe their families. And thrifting has become so expensive that it's like a trend. So these people are struggling to really be able to affordably clothe their families. So those folks come and they get things for their kids and for themselves. And then the unhoused population of our community also comes to get things that they need. And this is like, you wouldn't see this interesting little eclectic group of people coming together in one event very often. So I am very proud of our Family Swap event because it does such good things for our.
So you're not just an entrepreneur. You're doing so much for your community. So I understand even more now when you say that in order to franchise this, it has to be the right fit with the right person, because this person is also going to have community in mind. So wherever your Switch Society ends up, it's going to be an amazing thing for the community because of all that it entails.
Yeah,
That's
it's
incredible.
It's a hyper local right opportunity for people. It serves so many different segments of the population, and it's been an interesting journey because we weren't, even though we're doing all these amazing things, we weren't received well from some of the folks, in the space, because it does create an opportunity to disrupt what's happening and how it's happening. So, there has to be some thick skin, right? To be okay being the disruptor and be okay saying like, no, guys, like, if there's enough clothing on the planet to clothe the next 6 generations of humans, if there is so much and we're literally throwing it away like single-use items, there's no freaking reason that we can't give it away to people who don't have enough.
That's right. That's right. I'm telling you, I'm feeling it.
We call it the
can I get it, woman? Cheers. If I had a glass of wine, I'd toast.
Yes.
Okay.
We call it the free fashion revolution. That's what I'm calling it. Is this movement is the free fashion revolution, right? So, cool. Keeping everything free and accessible, having access to everyone's closet.
That's amazing. That is so funny. Okay, so I'm going to give you an opportunity to say anything that you want to say that maybe I haven't asked you about or you haven't said yet. And then we're going to do a lightning round of questions.
Okay.
So is there anything I'm forgetting to ask you? We've talked about the reality show, the TED Talk. We've talked about what your passion is, how this started, the root of what it is, that you're going nationwide. And we haven't even really talked about you personally that much, but we'll maybe you'll have to come back.
Okay, all right, I would love that. I mean, this is I live, eat, and breathe this, right? Like, and there's no other time in my life that I could have done this. I really am pouring my entire heart and soul into this every single day. And so there is a whole me, but it really is when you watch, if people plug into my content or they come or they, they know me, that this you are getting me right now, really.
You can't, I can tell.
I think the
only you are who you are.
Thank you so much. The only thing that I would say is that we are doing our very first national event next Wednesday. So 1 week from today, we are hosting a virtual event where anybody from anywhere can come. And I'm going to talk about some of the things that we've just talked about so that they have an opportunity to and they can, nothing is off the table. They can ask me any questions that they want about all the things. And I'm just going to share about what does it look like to be an owner operator? What does it look like to be a member? We're going to have some members sharing stories. So if anybody wants to be on that, they can connect with me and I can get them the information or we can share it. So
okay. So how would they reach out to you, Emily, on like Messenger, on Facebook, or do you want to share an email or what?
My email is emily@switchsociety.org. So that they can email me and they can find me on all the socials.
Emily, if you want to in the private chat, just
I can do it. I can do it if you want.
Okay, and then we'll just put it on the screen. And Emily, I think you forgot to share my page onto your page, so you didn't have your.
That's okay.
That's okay, but I'm just saying. So
she
wants to share it right now at this last minute for anybody to ask.
I had asked some of my support people to do it, and she said she did. So I thought it got done. I'm so sorry.
No, don't be sorry. No, it's all good.
I mean, we're gonna share this out all the time. It is fun when people come live, but they always we get a lot of people that watch later. I put it in there. I think I spelled everything correctly.
Now, Debbie, did I tell you guys we're going to hit it? This was going to be fantastic.
Oh, I love it. I'm into it. I really like what you're doing. And I also, I know that it's a problem having so much stuff. I mean, even not just clothing, but like stuff in general, plastic. And I mean, we have a whole island in the sea of, plastic. It's awful. Okay. Lightning round.
I'm ready.
Okay, it's all about fashion, okay? Okay. So, lightning round. Okay. Heels or sneakers?
Heels.
Okay. Ding, ding, ding. I was thinking okay. So, little black dress or statement outfit?
Statement outfit.
I knew you were going to say that when you put the necklace on with your red shirt. I was like, she's going to be that. First thing you notice when you see someone's outfit?
Color.
Okay. I was going to say shoes, but then I think shoes probably for me. Okay. Closet staple that you cannot live without.
I am an accessorizer, right? So for me, it is accessories. I feel like accessories are, and it's one of the things that I encourage people to do when they're nervous about trying new things is, if you don't have a Switch in your community, one of the best, but you're starting to entertain different things, one of the best ways, and you kind of talked about this, so I also promote you don't have to have this big, huge wardrobe, right? You really can have pieces that go with other pieces and then use accessories to bling it up or to create some super fun, ways of sharing your person. So the other thing I will say, and everyone also knows me knows this, cheetah print. Anything that is that's my, oh God, yes!
Are we related? Are we sisters?
You're from another misstep.
I know, and I love accessories because oh my gosh, it's so funny. But accessories,
and I don't normally wear that.
Yeah, you can change the look of an outfit. Add a belt, add a scarf, add the different jewelry. Shoes make a big difference. All the things, right? Okay, I'm loving this. Okay, the most daring clothing item you've ever worn?
She's daring anyways.
I'm like,
Oh my gosh, I've got a lot. Which one am I going to pick?
yeah, I mean, that's sort of like I always tell people, like, I feel like I am an artist getting dressed every day, right? Like,
oh, that's a fun way of looking. I mean,
my clothing is absolutely the way that I create art every single day. I get an opportunity to paint another thing. And so I really feel like if I'm not wearing something that is a bold piece or a
daring,
yeah, I mean, that would be an odd thing for me. So I think it's rare that I'm wearing something that doesn't have some sort of
I should have asked that question. So what is the most boring thing? No, I'm teasing. I knew the little black dress was not going to be what you picked. I knew you were going to pick.
Yeah. So I actually just did a whole piece last Friday with this little black dress on, but it had some really cool elements, and then I added a belt to it, and I did So I will even take a little black dress and make it into something else.
Girl. Give me some flair. All right, let's see. What is one fashion trend that you would love to see come back?
So see, here's the thing about trends for me, and this is what I tell people. I don't encourage necessarily or follow trends, so to speak. I feel like we all need to develop our own sense of style, our own trend. So I'm all over the board. I have a very eclectic style. Like, I'm absolutely willing to pull, like, the other day I had a little bit of like a pinup-y kind of feel, like 50s style like thing. And then sometimes I'll totally be like I'm not normally gothy, but the other day I was like, oh, this dark lipstick, kind of like, whoa, okay, that's all right. We're going to roll with that today. You know what I mean? Like, I really am just willing to go all over the board. And I really encourage other women. Not everybody likes what I do, and that's okay. But I want you to find what you want and what makes you feel good, not what the latest, not
what's on the mannequin at the big old boutique. Whatever you see, that's not necessarily you. I always say you want to look good in what your style is, what fits your body type. I always say that it doesn't matter what someone else wears. It's what you like, and it just needs to fit your body right. And, I always say too, and I'm like you, I get in moods. Like, it's what I feel every day. It's like, what do I feel like today? Today it was a slouchy sweatshirt and these leopard pants. But I mean, and then it's so funny because sometimes I feel like really getting dudded up and dressed up. I don't really have anywhere to go, and everyone's like, where are you going? I'm like, Kroger? I don't know. I'm going grocery shopping. I'm going to wear what I want.
Absolutely. I love that so much. So it's so funny because I always tell people I love having the store because I feel like, number one, I mean, I don't really need an excuse to get dressed up, but I feel like I can wear a costume to work every single freaking day if I want to, and it's appropriate.
That's right.
Somebody will say to me, like, how come you're so dressed up? And I won't even be at the store. I'll be at the grocery store or whatever. And I'll be like, bitch, it's Thursday. Like, this is how we roll.
I always tell people too, don't save something I'm going to save this for the perfect thing. I mean, like, I'm serious. I will wear it to grocery shop. If I love I can't wait when I have something. I want to wear it. Okay. So I feel like we just answered this, and you definitely did. The best fashion advice you've ever received, you just gave. Because the best fashion advice is what you just said.
I think that
dress what your style is. Some people say, well, I don't know what my style is.
And so for the women who are afraid or who don't want to stand out, who don't want to be seen, I think that the advice that I would give them, or that I had to give to myself and work on, was when you look in the mirror every day, tell yourself something amazing. tell yourself how beautiful your nose is, or your knuckles, if that's all you can find. I don't care, right? Find something that helps you to reprogram. That negativity is never going to get you outside of that box, because they'll come in and they'll say, and you probably hear this all the time, like, oh, that's so cute, but I could never pull that off.
All the time.
Yes, you absolutely can. And we have to stop thinking like that if we're going to go to that next place. Like, why? Right? So I think, and that's that old, like, archaic stuff that doesn't need to exist there anymore. And so I think those are things, the way that we show up is less about what we choose and more about the way that we think.
100%. That is so true. And so the last lightning round question, I feel like you just kind of answered that too, but I want you to, what is your go-to power outfit when you need confidence?
Lipstick.
Oh, and look, I have just some clear on, but you're right. A little lipstick really gives you a pop, doesn't it?
You know what's so funny? Some people will, like, I'll do I'm on the way to the gym, or I'm doing whatever, like, and people are there's some critics out there who are like, why do you have to wear makeup everywhere? And I'm like, I love lipstick. Even if I do nothing else, I love putting lipstick on. And lipstick is just like, it's so easy and it's so fast and it's so, like, it'll take
changes. Oh yeah, it definitely makes our teeth look whiter. Yes. Okay, what color do you have on? Because I love it.
So I actually have 3 different.
Oh, you blend them?
I've got and I'm a MAC. I love MAC. So this is the Vino pencil, right? It's like a real dark purple. And then I've got this deep red over the top. I think it's called maraschino. Nope, Lovers Only. And then over the top of that, which is all kind of off now, but is this like really more shimmery kind of purpley, I don't even know, right? So I do a whole lot of crazy little blending action with things. So
that, and it looks really good. So that's funny, but you know what, the best thing you can wear is confidence too.
Absolutely.
Like, and it does amaze me. I love working with women. I absolutely love to help them empower themselves. And you're doing that every day, and you're doing it right now. You've got me all wound up. I'm not going to be able to sleep.
I love that so much.
The energy is infectious. And so, Lynn, we got to ask her the question we ask everyone that comes on the Find It show. The show is called Find It, right? So we always love to ask what our guests have found in their lives. What have you found in your life that you can share with us so we can find it too? Something that's empowered you, made you take a second thought, gave you a second look at life, anything in your life that's given you a moment to pause and think, wow, it made an impact on me.
Learning to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is my superpower, and it connects me to women like you. It connects me to women like Lynn. It connects me to, it gives people permission to show up exactly as they are and exactly as they're not, and to stop judging themselves. Vulnerability is absolutely the thing that I had to find and that I had to work on. And now it's like, I spread that shit everywhere.
She has inspired me.
Oh, good. Good.
She inspired me when she doesn't know it, but when I found out I had lipedema, and I know that my daughter went to her place, I was like, oh my gosh, she's got the confidence that I know I don't have. So I fell in love with her ever since. So, and she didn't know it, but I loved her.
Thank you so much, Lynn, for introducing me to Emily.
Yes.
And have this opportunity to interview you tonight. You've been such a joy, and I'm so glad that you're Emily, the vulnerable you, the authentic you can tell. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Thank you.
When you meet someone, there are people who really, really want to be authentic, and they want to be vulnerable, and they just can't yet. Yeah. But I can tell you found it.
Yes, absolutely, girl. Absolutely. And I thank you both so much for doing this and for inviting me to be here with you and to be able to share what we're doing. I just am so grateful. And I feel like I can't do this alone. And so you're a part of this journey now. And I just thank you so much.
Yay! Okay, now you guys remember, if you look along the bottom, it's scrolling right now. She is on all social media. You can find her there. But if you want to shoot her an email and find out how you can get involved, or you have questions, or you want to attend next week, Emily at switchsociety.org. We're going to switch it up, okay?
And Susan really enjoyed the show.
Good. Susan, it was so good to see you here. You're always such a support system for us. So, okay. Well, with that, we love you. We're so happy for you. And we're going to be 100% following this journey, and we'll be involved as much as we can.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, ladies. I super appreciate it. I will tell you one little fun fact that I don't share very often. So it's a little behind the scenes, like the last little, is that Switch actually stands for, and when I started when I did that very first event, it stands for Stylish Women Inspiring and Trading Clothing Habitually. So that's
holy cow. And I should have listened to my intuition. I was like, wonder why she picked that name. And then I'm like, well, because you switch clothes, Debbie, in my head.
I mean, that too, but it just sort of worked out, right? So yes, Stylish Women Inspiring and Trading Clothing Habitually is
it's an acronym for all of that. That's amazing. Okay, that's great. Thank you so much for sharing. I am so pumped for you, and I just love what you're doing. I just am so happy you were here. We'll have you back again, because there's a lot of moving parts with you, and I would say in another year you're going to have a lot more to share.
Yes,
you better find time for us.
That's right. It's going to be like nationwide, like, I don't have time.
We prioritize the things that we love and that are important to us, right?
So, you know what? Good point. That's true. All right. Well, you guys, what, Lynn?
I was going to say, stay right there, but I want you to plug in the fact that what's Studio 11 stand for, Deb?
Yeah, it's really a lot, but it's more than fashion. And on a scale from 1 to 10, you're an 11, because, hey, why be a 10 when you can be an 11? Okay. That's all I'm saying. It's women empowerment. It's loving who you are on the inside and then shining that outwardly. So whatever you wear, you're gonna rock it, because you're owning who you are in what you've selected for your body type. So that's what we say there at Studio 11. We have a great, we call them the 11s, the 11 community. And we love each other. And the people who are meant to find you and the people who have been meant to find me, they are finding us. And you can tell it's a certain group that they cheer for one another. These women, they are like cheerleaders. I have a group of friends that come and help me when I do my live stream, and they are there every Monday night when we do that live stream. They show up, and it's all because they're 11s. They want to see me succeed, and they are part of this journey with me. And I am telling you, Emily, what you're doing, I want to be involved in some way.
Yeah.
Like, I love it. It makes so much sense, and it's beautiful. And you're there empowering women to believe in themselves and drop their baggage at the door and love who they are, and not leave all those ideas of not being good enough. I'll stop talking, because
we're your spokespeople right here, right now.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
We'll be like,
yes. Get it, girl, get it. Yes.
Well, I love Ohio. That part of Chillicothe. I mean, I'm excited to go there.
Our community is awesome. Like, they are. It's tremendous.
I love those people. They're my friends on Facebook, and I mean, I go there. I can't wait to see them. It's going to be like coming home. So
yes.
Anyways, we're off of here. You stay there, Emily, and thank you guys for being here. I just knew that Debbie was going to do a great job. She never met her till the show.
How could you not have a great show with this one? I mean, come on.
Because you're the interviewer. Didn't she do a great job, though?
Oh, Lord have mercy. I appreciate it. Hey, you know what? I received that. Thank you.
Yes, she's amazing. And it was funny because I was like, I'll do my Live and Love. I'm not doing that till October, but I was like, I'll do the show, but I really want Debbie. I'm like, oh God, I hope she does it. She said she would. So
heck yeah. I was excited.
Anyways, okay. We're off of here.
Hey, you guys, listen. I am so glad you all showed up tonight. please check out Emily Petroff and look at Emily at switchsociety.org. If you have any questions or want to be involved next week, you better get with her soon because they're in the planning phase. They're probably almost ready to roll with this, but there's other ways you can be involved with her. She's on all social media platforms. Check her out. She's the real deal. She came in vulnerable and authentic. That's all she knows how to be. So with that, we're going to roll on out of here, and we hope to see you next Wednesday. Who knows? I don't know yet, but if we do, I would love to have you live. And that's all for us tonight. Have a great night. Bye.
That floats around me, keeping me safe.